Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house.
I went through some pretty traumatizing events.
I stayed at his house. I stayed in his bedroom.
How old were you?
I was 15, and I remember him just sitting down with me, you know, being like, you know, this is kind of like what you got to do, Aaron, in your future.
And they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley was sued Sony Records for $10 million. They owe me money, and they're trying to kill me off. And I'm begging you and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old.
I'm sick of this. Sick of these people. I'm sick of these haters and jealous people in real life too. And when all I did was protect that.
And I don't want to hear from none of these Jewish about, oh, he's in an episode. Harley Pasnick followed me to the hotel. They killed Aaron Carter, and now they acting like they won't clear the Backstreet Boys sample.
The legal equivalent of pressing the snooze button on an alarm clock is what Diddy's legal team is doing out here. His attorneys are pleading with the court for a 2-month postponement of his trial, which was originally scheduled to begin May 5th, citing the abundance of fresh material that has to be examined. It's funny since they were all certain there was no proof at all just a few weeks ago, and now they're suddenly overloaded. It did not impress the judge. Diddy's camp is still attempting to assign responsibility, claiming that prosecutors failed to provide important documents on time. It sounds like a lot of stalling and finger pointing. The court made it plain that there would be no further delays, regardless of whether they were really overwhelmed or simply attempting to buy time. Diddy may want to reconsider his movements if he believed he could dance around this. The passing of Aaron Carter and Jane Carter, Aaron Carter's mother, is not taking it easy as everyone attempts to put a tidy bow on her son's death. No, since the circumstances surrounding Aaron's last days appear more like a mystery book than a solved case, she has every right to be suspicious and is out here seeking answers. Let's first establish the scenario. In November 2022, Aaron was discovered dead in his bathtub. The official narrative was that he accidentally drowned while under the influence of drugs. Isn't the case closed? Not even close. The information Jane Carter has disclosed is quite disturbing, and she has been screaming.
I got a call. The first thing, I got a call from my daughter Angel, and she said that Aaron was found in the pool. So then I found out later that he was found in a tub, and it just, everything, the stories just kind of kept changing. But I was very concerned because, you know, he had obviously had a lot of people that were harassing him on the internet.
A lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
We met him through Rodney Jerkins. He was in the studio recording.
Right.
And when he wanted to meet the both of us.
When Michael met you, he was very interested in you, wasn't he?
No, I don't think he was interested like everybody portrays him to be. No. And when Michael Jackson was alive, you are backing him. You are up his ass. You are kissing his ass. You are there to testify for him under oath. And then when he dies, you decide that that's a good time to come out. No, what you're doing is you're actually stomping on an icon and a legend.
He got mad at what I was talking about, airing out his dirty laundry. And so basically, this smear campaign started on me. Cancel culture.
To begin with, Aaron had disclosed to others that he was being threatened just a few days before his passing. He wasn't evasive either. He informed his teammates and those closest to him that he felt threatened and that someone was pursuing him. Furthermore, this wasn't just sporadic paranoia. Aaron felt certain that something was happening. We still don't know whether it had to do with money, individuals from his background, or something more sinister. However, the man sounded afraid, and he wasn't just acting this out for publicity. The situation becomes much murkier at this point, since his phone was missing when his body was discovered. Consider this. In 2022, it is almost unheard of for someone to be without a phone. There was no sign of the phone in the home or the restroom. It just disappeared. Jane's question is the same as everyone else's. Who takes a bath without their phone? More significantly, why would it vanish after he passed away? Calls, messages, voice notes, threats, and receipts. Everything is stored on phones. If Aaron had been telling the truth about being threatened, he would have had the proof on that device. And yet, poof, gone. Not only is it odd, it's terrifying. Jane has been sharing pictures from the incident with the public, which is brave of her, but she's doing it to make a statement. She claims the police handled her son's death like any other troublesome celebrity case, dismissing it too quickly due to his history with drugs. Jane, however, is not going to accept that. She believes her son deserved a thorough investigation, not a rushed judgment. She also brought up Aaron's tendency to overshare during live broadcasts. And if he truly felt threatened, he would have warned the world, and in a way he did. But not enough people were listening. The indications were there. The strange texts, the threats, the missing phone. But no one took them seriously. And that's what's eating away at Jane.
I want to verify that this is actually my GoFundMe page. There's been a lot of misdirection that I've had to do in order to protect myself from being a silence breaker for my brother, who is a rapist. And now they're after my life. My whole family's after my life. And they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million. And they don't want to pay me. And it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley will sue Sony Records for $10 million.
Don't you don't know nothing, man. Otherwise, pay a little bit more attention. But Def Light, you fucking wrong for this, just for saying that shit. That's why Nick had to put allegedly in there. I want to sue the fucking shit piss out of him. So don't even come at me with that shit, man. I come with facts, receipts, and evidence.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, we're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this. I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
I was in another place and I saw things happen to Aaron and saw things happen to all these people, and I couldn't do anything because I was someplace else. I couldn't help you. That in itself is what makes it hard, because I wanted to go in there and scoop up, but you guys weren't even 18 years old. You couldn't escape.
It got bad when I was about 15 years old.
Be fair, Aaron wasn't a hermit who kept to himself, though. He was blogging often, working on songs, and even discussing going on tour again. Yes, his last postings on social media were strange, but they didn't scream, "I'm giving up. I'm overwhelmed and trying to figure it out." They cried. Something else entirely. Jane wants accurate answers, not to generate conspiracy theories. She wants people to look at what really happened and stop writing off her son as just a washed up child star, because something is wrong and the truth could have been on that lost phone. Now, more than a year later, there are still no suspects, no arrests, and the mother, she's still not keeping silent. She's the one maintaining focus on Aaron's death. Not for the sake of drama, but because she wants justice. Or at the very least, a plausible explanation. And to be honest, she's right to demand it. There's something off about all of this. Did Aaron Carter really just die suddenly and alone? Or is there doubt no one is shedding light on? The Aaron Carter story becomes even more complicated the deeper you go. If you already thought it was bizarre, brace yourself, because now people are asking not just how he died, but who might have been involved. And yes, Sean Diddy Combs' name has inadvertently entered the conversation. Welcome to that section of the internet where everything is debatable. And nothing is too fantastical.
Regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, we're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this. I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all get asked these super sexually exploited, questions, back-sided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all four of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, you're crazy. And I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? And she goes, well, I think something happened, you know, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving. Is this? I was like, and I looked at my mom, I go, are you really trying to go at Michael and use me for a money grab? I was like, no, and I looked at him right now, I said, nothing happened.
They keep tracing my, they keep tracing me and following me everywhere I go. So they everywhere. Hacking into my phones, getting my locations, and so.
What's your Instagram name?
Aaron Carter, AARONCARTER. I'm on live right now. So if you go on live right now and you guys watch it, you can see what's going on. So
it's at Aaron Carter, no underscore, no.
Nothing. AARONCARTER. Yeah, they said they're saying I have a threat paid for hire. My fans, because they're all watching.